The wife of accused Long Island serial killer Rex Heuermann has urged a judge to release hundreds of guns and heirlooms seized from the family home by law enforcement. News.com has learned that Asa Ellerup, Heuermann's wife, wants the belongings back so that she can sell them in order to support the family. Heuermann, 59, was arrested in the Gilgo Beach murders investigation on July 13, and was charged the next day with 3 counts of first-degree murder and 3 counts of second-degree murder in the deaths of 3 women. He's also suspected of killing a 4th woman. The remains of at least 16 women have been discovered in the Gilgo Beach area of Long Island, New York, after body parts were first found there in 2010. The Sun reported that investigators found a weapons cache at the family's Long Island home in Massapequa Park, New York, during a 12-day search following Heuermann's arrest. The cache reportedly contained 287 firearms. Ellerup's attorney said the guns are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, the New York Post reported. The guns are legally owned, the attorney said. In addition to the firearms, attorney Robert Macedonio requested that authorities release cash, clothing, and jewelry that were taken as part of the investigation. According to News Nation, the attorney argued the family needs the money that would come from selling the guns and other goods to deal with the family's financial turmoil since Heuermann was arrested. Ellerup filed for a divorce within days of her husband's arrest. Macedonio said the weapons do not hold any forensic value pertaining to the Gilgo Beach murders case, so Ellerup should be allowed to sell the guns to licensed firearm dealers. No guns are believed to be involved in the murders, the New York Post reported. We have suggested, the guns, transferred to licensed firearm dealers so they can be appraised and properly disposed of, said Macedonio. The valuable collection includes guns from the 1800s, some made in England, Italy, Russia, France and Switzerland, and could be worth as much as $300,000. We understand the optics of returning firearms to the home of an alleged serial killer. We are not looking to put anybody in that position, but they're worth several $100,000, the collection, Macedonio said. Macedonio added that money from the sale of the guns and goods would be held until the divorce between Heuermann and Ellerup is finalized and the assets are divided. The Sun reported the judge has not yet ruled on Ellerup's request to release the seized weapons. A prominent New York City architectural consultant, Heuermann was arrested earlier this summer in connection with the strangulation murders of Amber Lynn Costello, Megan Waterman and Melissa Barthelemy, each of whom were discovered wrapped in burlap near Gilgo State Park, not far from Heuermann's family residence on Long Island, back in December 2010. The 3 victims and a 4th, Maureen Brainerd Barnes, have been dubbed the Gilgo 4. The 4 victims were reportedly sex workers. Prosecutors have mounted substantial evidence against Heuermann, including thousands of pages of documents, crime scene photographs, autopsy reports and video footage taken at his home and office. Authorities linked Heuermann to one of the killings through his mitochondrial DNA from a pizza crust and a used napkin that he discarded from his Midtown Manhattan office. Heuermann is also the prime suspect in the death of Maureen Brainerd Barnes, a 25-year-old who was found dead, restrained by 3 leather belts, one of which had the initials WH or HM on it. The initials of the belt may match a relative of Heuermann's and could potentially link him to the crime, according to prosecutors. The belt with his grandfather's initials on it. He can't explain that. I wouldn't want to have that job as his defense attorney, former NYPD officer Joe Giacalone told The Sun. The New York Post reported Heuermann is also being investigated in the 1989 murder of Carmen Vargas, whose bound body was found a few miles from his Long Island home, according to the Nassau County District Attorney's Office. While the alleged serial killer did not make an appearance during a hearing about the weapons cache on Monday, September 25, he was expected back in court for a status hearing later in the week.